the living, so you'll be able to just call me and ask for a bike or something like that, and I will be able to do it for you. So I'm pretty much making a split video here. I can see the timers running out, so this is my bike right here. I went and added stickers. You can order stickers from eBay. I went and added tank pad. I actually got that order from Australia, so you can kind of order it. It's not the best at sticking. I actually had to use super glue a couple of times to keep it on there, but it does look cool. If you look at it from the back, it's pretty cool, right? So these are the stuff I add, decals and stuff like that. All that stuff can be ordered from like Ali or eBay or stuff. It's pretty much simple. Not the best grade of mirrors. Had broken mirrors and stuff like that and crap like that, so not the best grade. But as you can see, like right here, so what I got. Pretty much everything was done myself. So if you think about doing it yourself, you can. I actually just used, like, I went to just Crappy Tire and bought like a shitload of spray paint and got like third coat paint, because you cannot just do it with just spray paint. So but I actually had to use like an 80 grit sandpaper, 40 grit sandpaper to get some of the scuffs out. Like the bike was like terrible condition when I got it, right? Like I got it for $600, you know what I'm saying? So you can't complain, like with a motor, right? So it's like, you know, it's pretty much what I did after like all this time, right? New fairings and stuff like that. It's also rare to see because it's also a red R1, so it's like I made it kind of unique in its own sense. All the tires are power coated. It was really a 98, but I had the whole thing revamped. For those of you who have like 98 R1s and want to know if you can use the same bracket from a 98 R1 and revamp it to kind of look like a 2000 R1, you know, sort of like what you do with an Integra. Like you have like a 94 Integra, you kind of put like a 98 front bumper on it, kind of make it look newer. You kind of do the same thing with an R1. The bracket itself from a 98, it fits, because this is really a 98. The ownership tells you it's a 98. So the bracket itself, all I did was took the bracket out, the headlights out, and I put the same bracket of the newer R1 on, right? But if you were smart and you really know your R1s, you can tell that the tank itself is a 98, right? But you can see the rest of the bike is a 2000. And so I did a conversion on it myself. So in case you guys didn't know you could do that, you guys could do that, right? It's not that hard. Just make sure that you match up the brackets underneath to where it can show up, because I'm a fan of R1s. I love R1s since I was a kid, right? So I obviously had to get one when I became an adult. But I love the first gen, but 2000, 2001 are my favorite look, right? So when I got it, you know what I'm saying, it was a 98 roughly, and you know, it wasn't all as nice, so I actually wanted to upgrade it, you know, sort of like what I want to do. My next project is probably going to be Integra and stuff like that, and I'll show you, I'll scope through the Integra and stuff when I do start it. But for now, this is pretty much what I did. I just put on new headlights, put on the newer fairings, all the fairings and stuff like that kind of match up. The only problem that you have really with the R1, if you try to do a conversion like this, is this part right here. You see this part right here? The bolt in it doesn't go match up to right here, you know. Like you have to cut out, like I'm gonna end up having to cut piece of the fairing, because you can see it's not a 98 fairing. The 98 has that square looking back, and I hate that, you know what I'm saying? This has like the more pointy looking back, right? So as you can see, like this part right here, it has to align with this right here, right? So once it aligns with that right there, then you should be fine, right? So pretty much that's just remember that if you're gonna do a conversion and stuff like that, unless you plan on keeping the rear cowl the same, just remember that you're gonna have to align that stuff with that, because I'm gonna have to cut that now just to align it up, because this is a older tank and stuff like that. It's originate, you know what I'm saying? It's not a newer tank, so it's gonna have to line up. But other than that, the paint work and the framework, I did it myself. I pretty much got some Bondo from Crappy Tire, and I went over it and I sanded it down. You know what I'm saying? Some parts we kind of messed up on, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty good for overall, you know, like with the rims and stuff painting, and overall, you know, it's pretty good. Sunstar sticker. I just added a couple of dirt bike stickers, you know. I thought it was really cool. I know you guys may think, oh, it's kind of lame and stuff like that, but it's my bike, right? I want to get creative with it, so I just got creative. But that's it right there. And that's the motor. So that's just a few tips and tricks in case you guys ever think about rebuilding your bike or rebuilding the engine and you're on like minimal stuff, or you're on minimal budget, or you're on minimal tools or anything like that. That's what you pretty much have to go through. Just make sure that you order your gaskets ahead of time. If you're on a certain amount of time where you have to finish the bike, make sure you get your gaskets ahead of time, because I had to wait for my gaskets. I got the head gasket first and I had to get the other gaskets later. So just kind of remember to do that and make sure that all these ports are in there. So just, it's pretty much it. It's not that hard. Make sure all your crankcase bolts are right back in the bank. The crankcase bolts are in sequencing, so you can kind of tell where they go by the number on the back of the bolts. They're all in sequence, and it's sequenced inside the crankcase, and it's also sequenced all around the crankcase. So just remember that. But that's pretty much it. You can see. Just a quick review on how to rebuild an engine, or a Yamaha R1 engine. Alright.